Hi everybody, it's Judy here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel and thank you so much for clicking into today's video. Today I'm going to be showing you the plants that I have in my bedroom. A few weeks ago I did a plant collection tour of my plant shelf or my plant wall in my dining room, and I wanted to do another installment of my plant collection, but this time all the plants in my bedroom, and I'll show you how I style them. I'll explain the light conditions within this space, and yeah, just basically walk you through the plants that I currently have in my bedroom. So if you want to see those, keep on watching. Okay, so this is the entrance of my bedroom, and I'm just gonna go straight here because this is the only plant on this side of the room. The reason why I don't have any plants on this side of the room is because it's a fairly low light area. Once the morning has moved on, the window is there. I don't have many plants that are pretty happy in this space because I have tried before. So a low light tolerant plant, which we see right here, is this Sansevieria, or a mother-in-law's tongue, or snake plant. It has a whole lot of names. I don't actually know the exact variety of this one, but this is just where I keep it. I don't know, it's just a nice simple little plant moment there, so it's not completely void of plant on that side of the room. Oh, just quickly, this is a macrame hanger that I purchased from a lady who sells them on Facebook. It's called What's Not to Love, and I will leave her Facebook page linked in the description box down below if you guys want to go check her out. She's got some beautiful pieces, yeah, and I love it so much. All right, moving along to this side of the room, this is basically where all the plants really are. All right, here's the first one. This is a Hoya obovata. Look at those beautiful leaves. If it'll focus for me, that'd be fantastic. Okay. Look at those beautiful leaves, waxy, thick leaves, and it's got little white speckles on the leaves. It's got a little runner coming through there as well, so I'm guessing once it becomes warmer and we hit spring, I'm gonna get some new growth on that one there as well. I really like this plant. It's only got one in the bottom of the pot there, but that's okay. When it comes spring, I shall propagate more back into the base of the pot so it's a lot more full. But I kind of like the way it looks. It is like to hang, but I don't really want it in the window right now. I'm just kind of appreciating where I've got it here right now. I got this plant from a place, a nursery called Sugarloaf Nursery, which is local here to my area. I think it's pretty cheap too. I think it was only like $30 or something like that. For a plant this size, that was pretty good. All right, moving along here, I have my Tenanthe Burl Marxii. This started out as a really like a small plant in a small 4-inch pot, and it has since grown to be this beauty here. Look at that stunning foliage. I just love looking at that patterning on the leaves. Just look at it and appreciate the patterning on those leaves. I like that the undersides have a little bit of a purple hue to them. Now the care of this is like a fairly low lit area. Come in the morning, there is about an hour of bright morning sunlight, and then it moves on to bright indirect light. Well, it's not bright, but just like indirect light for the rest of the day. Today is a bit cloudy. It was sunny this morning, but it's now, the sun's hidden behind the clouds again. But this one seems to be pretty happy here. I've had it sitting here for about a year now, and it likes it because it's thriving, and I've just left it there. Once a plant finds its happy place, like, you can just leave it there and it'll do okay. All right, here, oh, and I generally have that humidifier running, but I turned it off now so it doesn't get in my camera lens. Right next to it, I have a Calathea Freddy. This is one plant that I have kind of struggled with on and off, but since I bought another Freddy and potted it in with the original one that I had, which is this one here, it seems to be better, and it's just keeping each other company now in the pot. So yeah, seems to be doing a bit better. The winter time isn't very kind to Calathea though, but right now she's doing okay. I think it's got some newer little leaves at the base of the plant there, but yeah, it's fairly slowed down now that it's winter. All right, up here I have a red vein maranta. I just love the way that this plant looks, and I'm gonna move it here because it's a bit dark over there. I'm struggling to get the camera to focus. All right, so here is my red vein maranta. It's got some brand new leaves coming through there. There's one there, there's one there, there's one there, which is actually so amazing because it's winter and everything has slowed right down. There's a couple little crispy edges there, but that's okay. It doesn't faze me too much as long as it's not like spreading rapidly to the rest of the plant, which it's not, and it's just cold. But look at that beautiful, stunning foliage. Like, look at that. The care of this plant is it likes warmth, it likes humidity, it likes indirect sunlight all day long. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't like too much bright light, because when you give prayer plants or calathea, especially with leaves that are fragile like this or delicate like this, they will start to lose their luster of the leaves. So they like light, but it doesn't like light that is like too super bright. Look at that foliage, it's so pretty. Now I'm moving on to this plant shelf here, and up the very top there, I have a Snow Queen Epipremnum. I know a lot of people are probably gonna try me and tell me this is an enjoy, and maybe in the US they call it an enjoy. Here in Australia, this is a Snow Queen, and I absolutely love it. I have killed a couple of those before because of overwatering, but I finally figured out that they love to be super dry, and then give them a really good water and then dry out again. And I have another one here, which is the same. I actually love these plants. I used to hate them because I thought they were really fussy, but when I finally figured out what they wanted, they were really not that bad. So that one's sitting pretty happy there. This is a green arrowhead syngonium. This actually started as a one single stem cutting when I went to Queensland back in January 2020, and I got it from my mother-in-law's backyard, my ex-mother-in-law's backyard, and it's grown into this, and it's huge now. It's so big, and it's constantly growing out new leaves. This is a terracotta pot that I painted, and it does dry out, like completely dries out between waterings. It dries very quickly actually, and it seems to be loving it. I've heard somewhere that syngoniums like their soil to not dry out too much, but this one's going okay and she's quite happy, so I just keep on doing what is currently working. So moving on down here, I have a bowl of calathea. So what happened here was, I'll just put it here. What happened here was, actually the lighting's not great, sorry. What happened here was I had like 4 different varieties of calathea, all in their little lonely little 4-inch pots, and they were just all struggling. So I potted them all together in this one pot here, and they seem to be doing a lot better, just keeping each other company. The leaves are keeping each other warm. It maintains or absorbs, or what's the word? It maintains humidity a lot better with all of them hugging each other and being close to each other. But yeah, I'm kind of struggling with these. They've been like this small for a year and a half now, and they're not really doing a whole lot, but I don't know, just hanging in there, hoping that they'll eventually hit plant puberty and take off and grow. They just haven't done that yet, but look how pretty this rattlesnake calathea is. Oh, she's so pretty. And then this is a rosy, calathea rosy. We have a calathea peacock right there, Makoyana, and there's a fungus gnat. I don't think I got it. And then this is a Tenanthe gray star. There's a new leaf right there, so cute. Okay, let's moving on. All right, this is a spider plant. This was actually like so small 4 months ago. It's a completely different story from that. But this has grown so much in the last 4 months, 5 months. I think I've had it for about 6 months now, but it's really taken off. And look at all those little plant babies there. I think I'm gonna propagate that and pop it back into the pot itself. So it's a lot more full at the top. So as you can see there's a bit of a bald spot there, so I'm gonna propagate these back into the pot there. But she's doing well. Like, she kind of tolerates lower light. It tolerates longer dry conditions, and it's just going really well. I don't really know what else to say to that. It's definitely a plant I would recommend for lower light conditions, and it's just a very easy care plant, great for beginners as well, and easy to propagate. Moving on down here, I have in one pot a burgundy ficus and a weeping fig, a Benjamina, variegated Benjamina. That one's not doing too good. She's kind of struggling there. And this one has been small for so long, but I actually grew this from like a tiny seedling, like a tiny seedling, and it's finally kind of starting to take off. I had this for about 2 years now, and it's just taking its time growing, but that's okay. It's just a whole process. I'm just letting it be. And I think it's like a baby plant. I love seeing it next to that big one there because it's kind of like a baby plant of this burgundy ficus. That brings me to this plant. This is my pride and joy, my burgundy ficus. Look how stunning that foliage is. I actually just watered it just before, put it in the shower, washed off all the dust on the leaves. Now it's got a bit of shine to it because I always spray my plants with neem oil after showering them. That's what all those little speckles are. I just let the neem oil sit on there and it just repels pests, keep the leaves shiny, and it doesn't get dusty as quickly. So love that one. I've had that for about 2 years now. It's always been sitting in a space near a window like this, whether it was like here or in my dining room where I started it out. And then I moved it into the bedroom when I renovated the dining room, and I just had it in this space ever since. And it seems to love it. It's always got some new growth points coming through there. There's a new growth point there. It's very small though. That's a new leaf right there. Oh, it's got a new leaf coming through too. And then this one here has a new growth point coming through there as well. So it's a very, very happy plant. I give it some weak fertilizer every single time I water, whether it's winter or not winter, and it seems to be doing really, really well. Here I have a Calathea rufibarba just hanging there, living its best life in the window. I only just put it there because this was sitting empty and I just wanted to have something there, so I put that in there. And then up the top here, I'm gonna take this down so that I'm not so backlit in the window. I can reach it. Okay. This is a Hoya Crimson Princess. It needs a water, like desperately needs a water. She's looking quite wrinkly and dry there, so I'll do that in the shower when I finish this video. So yeah, there's a Hoya Crimson Princess. She loves to sit in the window there, gets bright light all day long, and it's got some new little growth points coming through there as well. So she is doing really well. I got this plant from Formosa Gardens in Ballarat. It's a really, really good shop for all kinds of indoor plants, and they always have a really good selection of Hoya as well. I'm just gonna put it there for now so I don't forget to water it. I'm gonna take down this other one so I can show you guys. All right, this is a Hoya carnosa that has a red flower, as the tag says there. I got this one from Sugarloaf Nursery in Axedale, and it's such a decent sized plant. Like, look at all those runners. There'll be a lot to propagate off this plant when it hits spring, and I want to start some propagation so I can just sell them as well. So yeah, Hoya carnosa red flower, absolutely beautiful. That one's just been watered recently, so that doesn't need a water, and I'm just gonna put it back up here in the window. This is hard. I'm not tall enough. Moving along down here, this is my philodendron micans. It's not looking too well right now, but it has a lot of little new growth points coming through. It just looks really leggy right now. This is the one that I potted 4 into the one pot, and it just looks so, like, I don't know. It doesn't look really good. It doesn't look happy at all. I think I'm just gonna have to like let it be until spring and then just hope that it bounces back. But right now it just doesn't look very good at all. The leaves are yellowing. It might be cold actually, so I might move it away from the window. Just, I don't know. I had it sitting on that heat mat there to provide some type of heat, but it's just so far up off the heat mat itself that it probably kind of pointless having it there anyway. And it's probably just more affected by the cold in the window. So I'm gonna move it away from the window and hopefully it does a lot better. So I'm gonna move on to these next plants. This is a Calathea rufibarba. I have it sitting here. I originally had it sitting on the dresser, but I have it sitting here because it just needs some warmth. So I put it on the heat mat there. And same goes for this Calathea Beauty Star. I've only just watered these, that's why you can see the water droplets sitting on the leaves, but I generally don't like to leave or allow water to sit on the leaves for too long. So whenever I water my plants and put them back in here, I always make sure that my ceiling fan is going to make sure that the water dries off the leaves in record time and it doesn't rot them and it doesn't produce mold or mildew on the leaves or makes them go black or yellow. Because like if plant leaves are wet and it's actually like cold, it actually makes them even colder and it damages the leaves and makes them go yellow. So after this video, I'm gonna turn up the ceiling fan on high, make sure that all that water is like knocked off the leaves, those little brown tips there. That's just because they're cold. So that's why I put them on the heat mat here, and they seem to be doing okay. They've got a little bit more color in the leaves now as well, now that I've got it like giving it a lot more light. The sun coming from the window isn't too harsh at the moment currently because it is winter, so they do get the light, but it's not too harsh, or like it hasn't burned the leaves, so that's going okay. Now this is my heat mat. I will leave it linked in the description box down below. The only thing with this heat mat is I don't have a thermostat on it, so I need to personally regulate the temperature in my propagation box. This is the propagation box that I did in a video several weeks back, and I am still planning on doing an update video of it. And there's a few things that I need to like talk about with it, but I will cover that in the video. And I just have this here because it's got the light in the window, and then I've got the heat mat sitting here as well. So yeah, that's just my propagation box there, and that covers all the plants that I have in my bedroom. So that covers all the plants that I currently have in my bedroom. It's not a super long video today because obviously I don't have a whole bunch, like I don't have heaps and heaps of plants in my bedroom, but it just gives you a bit of an idea of the environment that I live in and what kind of environment my plants live in, and just how I basically care for them from day to day, I suppose. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments if you did enjoy it, if you enjoy these kinds of tour videos, or if you'd rather see a plant collection video like all together, all in one video. Let me know what you think, and of course I always listen to you guys and I always respond to your comments. So thank you so much for watching. Please like the video if you did, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!